Alright, so welcome back to Wingspan. So for this video, we're going to be going over flocking powers. We've already done hunting and fishing powers. We've already done all the other abilities that are activated when you take certain actions. And we've also already done all of the birds that are activated, their abilities that are activated when they're actually played. So there's not much left after this. There's only the birds that are played once between turns, and what's left of these brown ones, this is all that's left of the brown ones. So we've gone over the majority already. So these are flocking abilities, flocking powers. And there's a few variations of these flocking powers in the game within these when activated abilities. So with this one, you're going to discard a fish to tuck two birds from the deck behind this bird. So one thing I should note now, all flocking abilities here are going to let you tuck birds underneath the birds. And then for every tucked card that is underneath a bird, you're going to get an extra point for each of them at the end of the game. So this is definitely one of the ways you can score some points if you have lots of successful tucking abilities that get activated. But this one is pretty simple. You have to have a fish in order to activate it, and then you can discard the fish to tuck two birds beneath this double-crested cormorant. This one has the exact same ability as the last one, the American white pelican. Now this one is exactly the same, but instead of a fish, it's a seed. This one is also the same as the last one. It's a seed. This one is also a seed. Okay, that's it for those for the flocking. So the ones that have the similar abilities for that part, there's just 5 of those. All right, let's continue on. Here we have the cedar waxwing, or the setter waxwing. With this one is when activated, you'll tuck a bird card from your hand behind this bird. If you do, you gain 1 fruit from the supply. Well, that's cool. So not only are you getting a point for tucking a bird from your hand, but you're also getting a free fruit in the process. That is awesome, for sure. Now, of course, if you don't have a bird card you don't want to lose, then obviously you're not going to want to activate this ability. But most likely, you'll probably have at least 1 bird card you don't mind losing and tucking instead, which is still really cool, and then you're getting a free food in the process. Alright, so this one is a little bit different from the last one. This one is when you'll tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do, you gain 1 invertebrate or 1 seed from the supply. So this one is basically the same, except it's giving you a choice between a seed or an invertebrate from the supply, instead of just 1, which is a fruit. 1 choice. Obviously, that's a little bit different, but not by much. This one is just an invertebrate, same ability, but it's just an invertebrate. This one is the same ability, but it's just a seed. This one is the same ability. Once again, it's just a seed. All right, and then that's it for those that work with the food as far as tucking goes. And there's 5 of those birds. Now, this one's a little bit different from the others. This one is, you'll tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do, also lay 1 egg on this bird. So instead of getting food, you're tucking a bird underneath this bird, but you're also getting to put an egg on the bird as well. That's really cool, but make sure that with this bird, you can only have 3 eggs. So if you already have 3 eggs on here, getting to activate this bird at least still gives you an extra point at the end of the game for that tucked card. But if you don't have 3 eggs on here, you're basically getting 2 points, technically, at the end of the game, assuming you don't use all your eggs by discarding them for stuff. Still, that's still pretty cool, for sure. And so the next one has the exact same ability as the red-winged blackbird. So does this one. 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 And that's it for those. And so there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 birds with that particular type. Next, we have the American Coot here. This one, you'll tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do, you draw one card. So this is really useful if you have a bird you don't want for a possible better bird, basically. And you're getting a point in the process because you're tucking one of those birds under the American Coot. So that's a pretty cool ability. The Purple Martin has the exact same ability as the American Coot. So does the Tree Swallow. So does this one. 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 And so does this one. So those are all of the birds with the flocking powers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 birds in that particular, with that particular ability. 9 birds. So the only thing left is the birds with the pink abilities. And so they are, since they are a different type of ability, we will go over them in a separate video. So once again, this was a relatively short video, and the next one should be about the same, and it'll be the last explanation of bird card videos that I'm going to do, at least until I get an expansion.